I've been watching this guy for a while, Pathes, and I think that some of his stuff is really entertaining. Some very interesting about especially about the Japan's cockroach girl situation, and I've been following that situation a bit. So let's actually have to see what more has happened in this little region of time.
Japan's first hikikomori idol Saikyo-chan has gotten herself in huge trouble by fighting with the police and finally getting her.
Oh damn! She's straight up fucking. She went all the way nuts now. She went all the way shaved head and shit, like the Ricky cuts. That's a haircut.
Kicked out of her apartment.
Of course, she was always very
Even though she hadn't paid her rent for over 2 years, had completely destroyed her place by living with 20,000 cockroaches, and was threatened by all of her neighbors to be sued in public court, none of this was enough to get her kicked out of the apartment.
She just basically didn't give a single shit and just went, nah, I'm not doing that. I don't care. I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing and make money on Hikikomori online.
Until now, when the police finally got involved and sent her to a detention center during one of her live streams. Or that's at least what she claims happened. But I believe I have figured out the real truth behind all of this.
This is very
In case you've missed what has happened before, Saikyo-chan is a Japanese TikToker who...
A big Japanese TikToker that basically lived with cockroaches, ate with cockroaches, breathed with cockroaches. This woman crazy. That's all I have to say, okay? I'm also saying it from a little bit of a perspective that I understand a little bit because she has some mental health issues, but goddamn the stuff she puts on the internet is some insane shit. She's pretty much she's pretty much the epitome of how dirty you can become, and also the epitome of somebody who's able to do whatever they want, not pay rent, have cockroaches all over, and still not get kicked out for 2 years. So she's just a I'ma do what I want type of lady.
Became famous overnight for making videos where she showed off her apartment that was filled with cockroaches and trash. It didn't take long for people to figure out where she lived, and soon enough, strangers were harassing her in person, spray painting graffiti on her door, and prank calling the fire department to break into her apartment through the window. The reason her landlord let this happen for such a long time, even though she hadn't paid her rent for years, was because in Japan, tenants have incredibly strong rights and evicting someone is a tough legal process.
And that might be changed now, thanks to Saikyo-chan. We just need one case like this, and the landlords are going to be all up in the legal rights, going on. Yes, let's get some more rights away from these tenants. So I would have been pissed if I was Japanese right now. I've been so fucking pissed.
That they most likely didn't want to go through, especially against a person with clear mental problems. But everything changed during one of her recent live streams when the police stepped in and detained her on camera.
Oh no! Okay, let me read it for you. Stop. Please, no violence. It hurts. No violence.
You see, after doing hundreds of videos out of her cockroach-filled apartment, Saikyo-chan realized that in order to keep people watching and donating to her, she had to up the ante and start doing stunts to keep the viewership up.
That's one of the biggest problems if you want to be a creator that creates shock factor stuff. It's always got to be shocking, more shocking, more shocking, more shocking, more shocking. But if you're like a comedian, it doesn't have to be more shocking. It's another set. It's got to be funny. That's what it's got to be. People's got to go, ha ha ha, that's funny as fuck. Or if you're an athlete, you're still going to be doing your athletics, maybe teaching people about athletics. But if you're like a prank one or somebody like Johnny Somali or any of those people, it's always got to be more. And it's not good for people's heads. It's not good for people's psyches, and it's not good for people's careers because you go up to a point where you just go crashing down.
Okay,
so she speaks really fast, but she said, I caught some cockroaches in here. It's cockroach soup. What should I do with this cockroach soup? Maybe eat it? Taste it? You serious?
These stunts included such things as cooking meat with a hair iron, taping her eviction notices to her body while outside, and cutting her hair live on stream. Saikyo-chan realized that the last stunt of cutting her own hair seemed to attract a lot of viewers, so she decided to do it again. But this time only bigger and outside in the middle of Tokyo for.
And then what you gotta do next time? You gotta do your pubic hair outside in the middle of Tokyo? That's the problem. You gotta go, you gotta go, you gotta go, you gotta go. And it's gotta be bigger and bigger and bigger.
For more shock value.
And people are just gonna be looking at her like she's sick. And in Japan, people are not gonna say much.
During her live stream, she went around Tokyo cutting her hair more and more with an electric hair clipper whenever viewers donated her on TikTok.
Holy shit.
Once the police saw her cutting her hair outside and acting suspicious, they went to check on her, worried that she might be carrying scissors, which, depending on their size, can be illegal to carry.
So basically, they didn't stop her because she needed help. They stopped her because she might be carrying scissors. They went, you are in Japan. You are not carrying a weapon outside that can be used for a murder. What are you carrying? A scissor within 4 inches. Actually, the perfect size for anything. Too big, we'd confiscate it.
Carry in Japan. But unsurprisingly, the situation escalated once Saikyo-chan started fighting back against the police and running away from them.
I haven't done anything bad. I haven't done anything. Why are you chasing me? This feels like somebody that's not fighting back, but just straight up having a it's almost like she's just afraid here. This is fear. Stop. Stop. Don't touch me. I haven't done anything. Please, no violence. Please don't do this. Please don't do this. I need to see if you're carrying anything dangerous. Stop. Do you have anything dangerous with you? Just hair clippers. Then show me. Okay, that one actually, that's a big no-no on the police officer, in my opinion. Is it the law? Just show me. I'm like, is it the law though? But I'm assuming maybe it would be, because it's kind of strict.
A couple of days after the altercation with the police happened, Saikyo-chan started posting videos from what she claimed was a detention center, wearing a sweatsuit and saying she was kept there against her will.
This could absolutely be a stunt. I'm just gonna say that, because if you have to up the ante and you show the police video, now you're sending it from here, could be a stunt.
For 17 days. The videos she posted from this room were essentially rage baits, where she claimed to have turned into a clean freak, refusing to use the water boiler because other people had used it before, choosing to instead cook her noodles with shower water. On another video, she tried cooking chicken inside the microwave, while once again refusing to touch anything because of bacteria.
So she went straight the opposite direction, and now she's a clean freak, so she can't touch anything. But she's still cooking with the shower water. I mean, isn't it better when it's been boiling inside of the kettle? Isn't that a good thing? The boiling water is gonna kill the bacteria.
However, the moment I saw these videos, I quickly noticed that things seemed a bit weird.
Yeah, it does really seem
Now,
weird.
I've never been inside a Japanese detention center myself, but even I could tell that this place didn't look right. All the food she ate there on the video
was also from a convenience center and not from them. So if they haven't given it to her, there's more like, hey, you are hereby given food. And they're all back, oh, yes, food. But here she's like, look, they are giving me food from convenience center, which is like it's a shopping center.
Were something she would have had to get from a supermarket herself,
yes.
Which meant she wasn't actually being forced to stay there like she claimed she was.
Could be a mental asylum.
Like on top of this, no detention center in Japan would allow people to bring their own phones inside, especially to film TikTok videos. But the most damning evidence I found against her claims was that the bed in the room had a control panel that most love hotels in Japan have in order to control the light.
How is it with you, my hoteru?
And music of the room from the bed. With these clues, it was pretty clear to me that she wasn't actually being detained and was simply farming views by pretending she was.
But she could have been kicked out, which is very interesting. And if she has been kicked out and she's in there, maybe she's prostituting as well. Hey, just saying, just throwing it out there. Maybe she's doing some stuff for cash on the side. Maybe she's stint for cash now. Maybe she's not getting enough views anymore. I've been arrested here and I've been here for 17 days. For 17 days. Because I've hurt the police officer, I've been arrested. I've been arrested and put in here.
But just because she...
Okay, let's see how a Japanese detention center looks. Japanese detention center. Let's see. Inside a this is what a Japanese detention center looks like. Oh, or this, okay. So this is what it would look like, realistically. Something like this. A solitary cell for an inmate is opened to the media during a press tour in Tokyo. So this is the detention center, it seems. Japan's detention center holds many without convictions. So, yeah. Now you guys know how it should look. They say she is crazy, but I feel bad for her because she is a siku.
She was pretending to be detained doesn't mean she wasn't actually
Man, it looks
kicked
like
out of
sperm
her
on that
apartment.
thing.
Pretending
Guys,
to be detained doesn't mean she...
Tell me that it doesn't look like somebody just came on that thing. Like genuinely, it really looks like that. Wow, she really needs to wash that thing. Holy crap.
Wasn't actually kicked out of her apartment completely. You see, ever since she got in trouble with the police, she hasn't been in her apartment once and has only been posting videos of herself playing with her stuffed bear that are taken outside. Or she has uploaded old videos she had taken from inside her apartment before.
So maybe she's afraid of the police coming after her. That's another. That makes a lot of sense. If she's afraid of the police coming after her, that would make a lot of sense. Especially because they know where she is, and that now that she's not really showing anything, then much harder to find her.
All of this happened. Looking at the timeline of everything that has happened, I strongly suspect that once she got in trouble with the police, they checked her background and found out she had multiple complaints against her from the neighbors, which caused the police to call her landlord, who finally decided to start taking legal action against Saikyo-chan now that she was in police custody. This most likely meant that...
Is that cockroach seaweed?
She had to give away her keys to her apartment until the situation was resolved, which is why since then she has been living in different hotels around Tokyo.
But she needs money now.
Whenever I talk about Saikyo-chan, I'm constantly conflicted with my feelings. There are things she has done that are objectively negative to everyone around her,
100%.
and I've always felt
100%.
that even if people have mental issues like she has, they are still, to some extent, responsible for the things they do.
I completely agree with him here. He's probably going to have a counter argument to get his own point, but I completely agree. You can't really do anything against a person. No, sorry, you can't tell a person that they can do anything they want because they have some sort of problem. It just doesn't work like that. You have to be responsible for yourself, and everybody around you has to be can't be responsible for your actions because you're out in the world. So if you're now doing what she's doing in a cockroach-infested room and an apartment that isn't hers and she's treating it like this, you are going to have to get some sort of repercussion. He's probably going to say, but also I feel bad for her because she's mentally sick. I get that too.
It makes me understand their actions more, but it doesn't excuse them.
100%.
Still, I
100%.
cannot feel anything else but deep sympathy whenever I see her playing with her stuffed animal.
Yep, I agree. It's really sad. It's highly likely
right now,
abuse.
According to my calculations, she is probably not making more than $20 a day from TikTok, and even the money she gets from people every now and then most likely isn't enough to allow her to continue living in hotels for too long.
That's why I said it could be that the love hotels actually have a different reason. You know, I'm just saying, guys. I'm not saying it's a good or bad thing. I'm saying it's a thing that's highly likely.
However, at the moment, anything is better than her apartment, where she claims the roaches keep biting her when she sleeps, and she keeps getting her feet infected from the dirty ground. As of right now, Saikyo-chan's future is uncertain.
Nah, it's pretty certain right now. If she keeps going on this trajectory, she's going to end up with some sort of sepsis or something and die, or she's going to end up in some sort of mental hospital, or she's going to end up on the street. That if this particular track is going, if the horse is running faster on the track straight forward, then we're gonna you know that the horse is gonna get tired. You know, if Saikyo-chan keeps running on this track, you know she's gonna end up in the streets or something.
And as much as I believe that it is beneficial for everyone that she has lost the access to her apartment, there is still one thing that I'm extremely worried about. The fact that Saikyo-chan has recently shown that she is willing to go further and further for donations makes me worried that now when she doesn't have access to her shocking apartment that she can use for content, she might spiral out of control trying to find new ways to attract viewers.
Or love hotels, guys. And this is not me trying to make a joke out of this, because that part is not funny, because it's just highly likely. That's the thing. OnlyFans, I mean, the dirtiest girl in the world on OnlyFans. Some people would buy it. Sad, but true.